Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these three words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Founders Live Austin. We are back. We had launched in Austin. We had launched Founders Live in Austin a couple of years ago and took a break from the pandemic, but we are back with our new version of Founders Live Online. Welcome, everyone. So excited. My name is Nick Hughes. I am the CEO and founder of Founders Live. Really excited to be here tonight with you, and we have a great show. We have great entrepreneurs and startups here pitching, and we're going to get into all that. But before we get into the show, before we get into the messages of tonight, and then the 5 startups are going to pitch, we have a special guest, musician and artist and entrepreneur in their own right. I'm so excited to bring in our special guest, Drent. Drent, how are you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are y'all? Good to see you.
So great. Yeah, so great to have you here. And you've joined us before. You played, wait, is this your third Founders Live?
This is my second one. I did Portland back in June, I believe.
You did Portland. Man, I have so many that I just lose track. So
it's all good. It's all good.
So great, man. Well, tell us real quick. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your music, and then we'll get a taste of it.
Yeah. First, I want to introduce my guy Alejandro, my right-hand man on the guitar. I am Drent. I'm an R&B artist here in Austin, Texas. Been doing it about 3 years now. Put out my debut EP back in February, and just kind of been riding the wave and figuring out who I am and who I want to be within that project and all of that. So now I'm here living and loving, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, so great. Thank you so much, and really excited. So we're going to play 2 songs. We'll have you come back. We're going to chat a little bit with you, and then you'll play one more song to close us out, and it'll be a great night. So tell us a bit, just real quick, what song are we going to open up with here?
Yeah, this very first song is it's called Love Me Crazy. One of my favorite songs. It's a universal love song, just about those that love you unconditionally and love you through all your faults. And I think it's a very needed song for the world right now. Yeah, Love Me Crazy.
We'll take it away.
Cool. Hey, yeah. Alright. You dedicate your heart and time to deal with this heart of mine, and I'm so glad God gave me you. I be quick to start a fire, quick to start a riot, but you stay right by my side. Baby, I'm sorry I mess up a good thing. Baby, I'm sorry I be all up in my feelings. Baby, I'm sorry, I'm just working on my healing. But none of that matters to you, 'cause you love me, baby. Yeah, you love me, baby. Alright, even though I drive you crazy, 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 you love me, baby. Oh, yeah. Every time that I get down, when this life makes me doubt, you always know just what to say. You be quick to pick me up, quick to show me love, and I promise I won't let it go to waste. That's why I'm sorry I mess up a good thing. Baby, I'm sorry I be all up in my feelings. Baby, I'm sorry, I'm just working on my healing. But none of it matters to you, 'cause you love me, baby. Yeah, 'cause you love me, baby. Alright, even though I drive you crazy, crazy, crazy. Whoa, yeah. Listen, 'cause you love me crazy. You're out of this world. You love me crazy. You're out of this world, boy. Love me crazy. You're out of this world. Love me crazy. Hey. I'm so glad you love me, baby. See, I can see it, say that you love me, darling. I know I can drive you crazy sometimes, but you love me, baby. Love me crazy. That's fun. This next song is a cover. One of my favorite songs right now. It's called Kool-Aid by Kirby. It's a total vibe. So let's vibe out. Feel like I just hit the lotto. Dressed cleaner than a Sunday. I'm good at good like gelato. Mean like a caddy with the roof off. I told him be quiet, baby, be cool. Baby made me feel like sativa, I call it high school. And I'm bad in yellow bone. Tastes better when it's homemade and grown. Baby, sugar sweeter than your Kool-Aid. I'm sweeter. Yeah, you know it. Say baby, sugar sweeter, I can be your Kool-Aid. Yeah, you know you can't find this at the corner store. Yeah. all right. Ooh, baby, love how you put in the work it like it's your day job. Ooh, baby, them thotties be dirty, I'm Aquafina. Ooh, baby, I got the flavor, the peachy like I'm from Georgia. New hand, new brazier, Nina Simone in a touch of Beyonce now, baby. Sugar sweeter, sweeter than your color. Yeah, I'm sweeter, yeah, I'm sweeter. Yeah, you know it. Say I, baby. Sugar sweeter, I can be a color. You know, you will find this at the corner store. Kool-Aid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Drent. Man, I love your sound, man. I love your sound.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We like to spend a little time with our artists and our musicians and really just talk about, look, you're an entrepreneur as well, right? You're an artist, you're a musician, but you're also an entrepreneur. And, tell us about how you have been going about, this time that has really shifted musicians and artists' approach to, playing in front of audiences or not playing in front of audiences. So how has this spring, summer really been for you, and how are you shifting around that?
Yeah, I think it's more of a kind of shifting of mindsets for me. It's been just like figuring out ways to first perfect my craft because I have the time to do it. You know what I mean? Like time I didn't have before COVID to just, sit down and like work on my voice or work on my songwriting or work on, all these things. So I think that has been the biggest benefit. I think it's been a time to just reassess, how I want things to go and all of that. I think it's just allowed me to step back a little and just have a change of plans and to just make better plans than I had before. You know what I mean? I think that was a big thing. It's like we make all these plans, but like you're able to now like step back from it and be like, those didn't work, so now I have to just do something else. And then I think that's an adjustment. And I think that's the resilience of an artist, I believe, is which I think is so dope.
Right. And we're all doing the same thing. No matter whether it's a musician or you're a business and a tech startup of that nature, just turning around and saying like, okay, like the world changed, we got to shift. So it's not easy. What are you finding is working right now?
Wow. Working right now, I think working with different producers. Like with the last project, I worked with like one person, and I think now, you like because you in quarantine over Zoom and stuff, you meet people. You establish relationships over Zoom. You know what I mean? So you meet people through that way. So for me, I'm just meeting a lot of different people and a lot of different music producers that are taking my sound in a different way and doing cooler things. So I think that's been the biggest thing, I think, for me, to just like work with different people and discover different parts of my sound and parts of my lyricism and different parts of my artistry. So I think that's been the biggest thing, just thinking about it right now. It's just the relationships that I've been able to build during quarantine has been
sure.
It's been cool.
Well, and tell us about your sound. How would you describe your sound, and maybe there's some influences there that you've brought into the picture?
Yeah, I think at the core is definitely R&B. I think you can have. I look at it as several branches out of that. You got your pop. I think I have a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of alternative. Depends on the day. You know what I mean? But at the core, I think it's R&B. A lot of, and I think I was telling actually Alejandro this, that my mom, I just grew up listening to a lot of female R&B singers because of my mom. So I think that angle as a as a lyricist and a singer now has allowed me to just have a little bit more gentleness and a little bit more like emotion to my songwriting and to my lyricism, just that female perspective, so a lot of, Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton, Brandy, Shaka Khan, just those people. I actually like texted my mom. I was like, thank you for introducing me to like women singers, because it's such a different perspective, to have on songwriting, I believe.
Yeah, you can hear it, and I think it's great. I love the mixture of that. Yeah. So that's great. Tell us what does the rest of the year going into next year look like? What can we expect from you, as well as what do you want to see as we turn into the new year and hopefully things get a little bit back to normal. Maybe not South by Southwest, but what looks like next year for you?
Next year, so I'm gearing up right now. I'm stacking up a bunch of records, which I'm really excited about. I haven't been in like a position where I just like I was very, very scared after the record came out, where I was like, am I going to be able to do it again? That anxiety and stuff. But like, again, just working with producers and different stuff, I've been stacking up a bunch of records, and I just think that keeping on doing that, and I'm excited about developing a new project. I'm excited about the intentionalness of it all. I'm just excited to keep growing, and just to see what comes out of me next. So yeah, it's nothing super confirmed, but I will say there's just some cool stuff happening. There's a lot of cool stuff coming as far as music. Just different, and I'm just excited. I haven't been excited about music in a very long time, but I'm excited now.
You're back. And so tell us, we have Spotify and Instagram here, but where can people find you and communicate with you, and then find your music and all that?
You can find me everywhere. Spotify, definitely. Apple, Tidal under DRINT. You can find me on the gram, JUSTDRINT, and literally pretty much everywhere at JUSTDRINT. Also too, my guy Alejandro at the Alejandro Rios, is it?
Yeah, Alejandro Rios Music.
Yes,
on all the socials there. So
yeah,
awesome. Well, you guys make a great pair. Keep rocking, and we got one more song from you, so let's have you take it away.
Cool. This last one is the self-titled song, kind of the theme of the last project. It's called Don't Save Me. It's very emo, but it's my baby, so here we go. Boys like me are sensitive creatures. We claim that we want love, but if it's shown, we run away. Boys like me don't want to commit, we just want to mess around. So baby, are you down? 'Cause I'm down. Don't save me. Don't save me.
I don't wanna be saved.
Don't save me. I don't wanna be saved. Yeah. Don't save me.
I don't wanna be saved.
Don't save me. Don't save me. Yeah. Boys like me just need somebody that doesn't get too close. 'Cause if you do, you see our flaws. Boys like me don't wanna be loved, we much rather have the drugs. So why you in or out, baby? Don't save me. Don't save me. Don't save me. I don't wanna be saved. Say I don't wanna be saved. I don't wanna be saved. I don't wanna be saved. I I don't wanna be sad. No. Anybody ever felt like that? No. Said I don't need it. Said I don't want it. Hey, 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 hey. So don't save me. Don't save me. Don't save me. I don't wanna be saved. So don't save me. Don't save me. Don't save me.
Hey.
Yes, great job.
Crazy.
Here I am. Gotta love the technology. Great job.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
brother.
You guys rock. And keep going. And I know you got another performance tonight, so we don't want to hold you up too much. But thank you for joining us and
Thank you.
opening the show.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Have fun.
All right. Yeah. Stay close, and I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
We will.
Amen.
All right. Bye. Wow. Good stuff. Love their music, love their sound, and so cool to have Drent and Alejandro join us. That was the second time they've joined Founders Live, and so cool. All right, so we are going to get moving here with our show and our pitch competition. I'm going to share a few words. I'm going to talk a little bit about Founders Live, what we're doing, a little bit of where we came from. And then we'll get to the pitches of the night. So excited about this. Founders Live is the ultimate entrepreneurial pitch competition and virtual experience. We are really about inspiration, education, and entertainment. We're clearly mixing those three together, and we're really excited about that. We have a global social platform as well as these local events. They used to be in person. We're now driving them online, going really, really well. On Founders Live, you can find, really the homepage of the modern entrepreneur as we build out our global community. You got really great education, videos on there, articles, talks, and everything of that nature. It's really great. You got to check that out. Then we have these events. We start live streaming them now. We have 5 companies. Each one has 99 seconds to pitch. We'll do some questions. And then we will vote on the winner. So that's how it all works. Our aim is to become the industry-defining entrepreneurial brand around the world. That is going really well because I will detail our next phase of Founders Live, which is really around these events virtually as well as the Founders Live Primetime that I'll touch on. But these events really have 3 different sections. We've got the entertainment that we just heard. We have the pitch competition, and usually we have a happy hour. We won't be doing that tonight, but these events around performance, competition, and networking, these things are spreading around the world, and it's so really cool to see. So one thing I want to touch on for all you watching to now start to see and understand is we've recently released Founders Live Primetime. Founders Live Primetime is our global competition series. These are elevated experiences for the winners of each competition that comes out of our city level events, and to elevate and advance to the competitions that actually are around regions of the world that we've identified around essentially continents. But we have now released Founders Live Primetime North America. We have Founders Live Primetime Latin America. We have Primetime Europe and Africa. And then we also have a region for Asia. We're really, really excited about this because this now gets much more attention and experience and resources, and hopefully at some point capital and growth for these startups. We also this year rolled out. This is our beta test around this, but we have the Founders Live Primetime Championship Series. We have 5 events. You'll see them on the right. We've already had 2 of them. Next week, we have the Europe and Africa event. On October 21st, we'll have another North America event. And then we'll finish it up with the Latin America event on the 4th of November that will result in 5 winners. Really excited about that will compete in our December 2nd Founders Live Global Championship. We're looking to wrap a bigger event around that as well. So you jump into these, you meet founders and entrepreneurs from all over the world. It's awesome. Really excited. So again, October 21st, we have the next Primetime North America event. There will be 5 founders from around the US that will pitch, and it's going to be really exciting. So, Founders Life started in Seattle. We are quickly expanding around the world. We reached about 60 cities globally, and that was really right about when the pandemic hit. We've had some quiet down. We've obviously made some shifts, but it's definitely grown around the world. We're excited. Our 64th city is now Montevideo, Uruguay. Really excited to launch there at the end of the year. We're just getting that in motion. Obviously, they fall into the Latin America region. I'm so excited. So if you want to start a Founders Live in your city, if you're outside of Austin right now, would love to talk with you. Please reach out to us. We're interested in expanding. The last thing I'll touch on before we get into this event and the pitches here is our core values. These are very, very important to us, and they're absolutely at the root of what we do. First one is what we call respectful authenticity. This is really around inclusion. We ask you to be your authentic self, but respect others and theirs. Doesn't matter where you grew up. Doesn't matter how you identify. Doesn't matter how you, how you look or what race you identify with. You are not only included in Founders Live, but you have the opportunity to be successful, and we take that very seriously. Second one is what we say is gather around the campfire. This is really about storytelling, and you as an entrepreneur and a founder, it is utmost importance to find that story. And how do you help people understand what you do and emotionally connect with them so they follow you? So we tell you to find your campfire and entertain people. Third one is what we say is open the door, and really just about not just doing nice things for people. We say do great things for people without expecting a return, because that's not only the right thing to do, but it's a community that I want to be in. And you'll notice that you do great things for people, it comes back to you tenfold, and that's a great thing. And lastly, we say no name tags, and really, whether this applies right now or not, we really just focus on business being casual and fun, and quite frankly, not awkward. So those are our core values. We ask you to identify with them and follow them to the best of your ability, because that is what makes this community great. That's why we're growing around the world. So I want to thank you so much for being here and watching and supporting these founders. We're really excited, and we're going to get going here. So what does that look like? Actually, first, I want to touch on, all the presenters here receive $5,000 credit to AWS for presenting. The winner actually receives $10,000 AWS credits for winning this event. So really excited about that. We also have Google Cloud credits. You'll see those right there. We appreciate Google Cloud for being a partner, and so excited. So, all right, here we go. How does this work? Each company is going to get up and pitch. They are going to have 99 seconds. We will time that, and then we will do some Q&A, and we'll go through. I'll be throwing some questions, but you watching, please, if you have a question, just type it right into the YouTube comments. We'll cover that in a second, but we want to bring you up and have your comments as questions. If you want to ask a question to these presenters, we will put them right on the screen and we'll address that. So we'll do some few minutes of questions, and then we'll have all of them present, and then we'll go through a voting process and we'll see who wins. So we have 5 companies. We're going to run through them here. This is where you will vote. So we actually have a link down below the video box of what you're watching on YouTube. There is a link. You should be able to see it, but that also, you scan that code with your phone, the voting will pop right up. So make sure that you either do that, or there's a link right on YouTube, and we'll go through that when it's about time to vote. The chat bar with YouTube is how we'll take questions, and you can comment there. Feel free to say hi. Feel free to share where you are joining us from. right? That's where you can say hi, and we'll pop them right on the screen. So it is showtime. Here we go. And our first presenter is going to be Skillpower. So really excited about this. And we got John. I'm going to bring John up. John.
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Can hear you real well, man. Yeah, so I'm going to move my slides there. And then we got yours. Pop right up. And you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. How about you guys?
Awesome. All right. So on your, whenever you're ready, you go, and I start your time, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Hey everybody, I'm John Hartman. I'm the CEO of Skillpower, and we're building a digital coach that teaches behavioral, psych, and habit building skills. And the first thing you should know about us is, as a startup, our first client is actually the United States Air Force. We are active in the Small Business Innovation Research Program, which got us to the Air Force. And the problem that we're solving is basically the massive quit rate in health and wellness campaigns. A lot of people are familiar with basically the public health stats that 40% of the US adults are obese. People are surprised to find out that 20% of the military are actually obese. And despite all the apps, the Fitbits and MyFitnessPals, none of these trends have changed. And in fact, Fitbit, for example, the majority of Fitbits in the country right now are sitting unused in a desk drawer somewhere. And there are reasons for that. We know that people need help with behavioral psychology and habit development. And so we built out a B2B SaaS platform that integrates with health and wellness companies because these stats are reflected in their huge churn rate. And so we're moving that churn rate. We have a research partner at UC San Diego. We're in the Capital Factory Accelerator there in Austin, and NexCubed here in San Diego. Our funding's from Air Force Ventures. We are an early stage startup that quickly got traction, and we currently have 72K in ARR. My name is John Hartman. I'm the CEO. I have 2 prior exits. I'm a proven company operator, and I'm an award-winning digital marketer from prior companies. Thanks so much. 90 seconds.
Yeah, nice job. You were timing yourself. I can sense that.
Measure what matters, my friend. Measure what matters.
Very good. So, so everyone watching, like we said, comments in the YouTube, just type them right in there. So I'm going to start with the first one. Can you detail more about that business model and talk a little bit about, the maybe exact target market?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really fascinating because if you look at the health and wellness industry as a whole, it's a huge addressable market. But then when you unpack the verticals, gyms and fitness studios, corporate wellness, personalized health, health and nutrition plans, we're active in all of them. An easy use case within gyms and fitness studios, just think of whatever comes to mind: 24-hour fitness, core power yoga, CrossFit. All of these places have a 50% churn rate of their customers in about 6 months. It's just a well-known industry stat. And they do virtually nothing to change this retention rate other than spam people with promotions, 10% off your next class pack, what have you, which not only doesn't work, but also erodes margins. So the way our model works with the B2B software is selling into these enterprise companies like a Core Power Yoga that has 200 franchise locations, and giving our product, our digital health coach, to their customers, which moves the retention needle. So now we take a company that has like a 50% churn rate. Look, it's, we're not going to solve everybody's challenges, but if we move that churn rate from 50% to 45 or 40%, it's massive to the bottom line in terms of incremental profit.
Awesome. And, tell us a little bit more about your go-to-market strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. So a big piece of it, quite frankly, is with health and behavioral psychology, there's a high bar of credibility. Does your solution work, right? That's the number one thing that we get asked. And this is one of the reasons that strategically we have been working very hard to build our relationship with the United States Air Force. And part of our project with the Air Force is actually to do an R&D study with them. And we also have a relationship with UC San Diego. The reason I tell you that is part of our go-to-market strategy is coming in as a startup with a high amount of credibility in terms of our partnerships, the evidence-based protocols that we're putting in here. And then we are going as B2B SaaS, as I mentioned, into the health and wellness industry. Our 2 primary targets are gyms and fitness studios and corporate wellness. Obviously, there's a lot going on in corporate wellness with COVID these days, but our program fits really well into existing platforms as a digital coach integrated in through APIs.
Oh, nice, nice. So again, if you're watching, type your question right in there. We want to take your question.
Bring
All
the
right.
hard one.
Yeah. How about the team? Tell us about your team.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 prior exits. And so frankly, a lot of the people that I'm working with right now worked with me previously, if you will. And then also, added to the team, when I said UC San Diego is our research partner, that's not one person. It's actually an entire group called the Design Lab, which is a cross-disciplinary research team with behavioral psychologists, data scientists, engineers, UX specialty folks, what have you. So being successful in what we're doing is a cross-disciplinary thing. We need data science, we need tech, we need public health, we need nutrition, all that stuff. And so we've developed a phenomenal team, largely of experts in each of their respective fields to make their contribution.
Oh, nice. And then, lastly, what would you say you're looking for? How can people help if they're watching?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are doing some fundraising. We have a good amount of money coming from the Air Force, but we are doing fundraising as well to complement that. And we are revenue positive, as I've mentioned. At this moment, we're not running at 1,000,000 miles an hour quite yet to get customers, because we're getting our first few customers, and I want to make sure they're happy. Right? I don't want to bring in 10 customers and have 10 unhappy customers. So we are bringing on customers right now. We're looking for the ideal early stage customers. Everybody on this call knows that they're the types of folks who like doing innovative things and like doing the risk reward thing. So any references for potential customers would be great.
Very good. Well, hey, John, great job. Skillpower, good luck and great pitch.
Yeah, thanks for having us. The music was phenomenal, and really excited to be part of it. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, all right. Hang tough.
Okay.
Oh, great. That was awesome. All right, so we are moving forward with FlexDesk. And we have FlexDesk. We have Clark Jacobs here. Clark, what's going on?
Nick, how you doing?
Good, doing well. Are you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Share your screen. Yeah. Share your screen, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Hey, everyone. I'm Clark, founder and CEO of FlexDesk. So we're a marketplace platform to list and rent short-term workspace. You can think of us as Airbnb for workspace. Through our platform, we solve a problem for suppliers and users. Starting first with suppliers, these are office owners and operators that have extra office space that they cannot monetize. Our platform allows them to create a listing and monetize it efficiently. We do that by targeting users who are individuals that, coming out of the pandemic, are interested in a hybrid, sometimes work at home, sometimes not work at home solution. So our platform allows these people to discover and book a desk or a private office for as short as 1 day. Today, we've launched a public beta in Texas. Back in June, we have about 35 different office spaces on our platform. We have about 5 bookings per week, and we're growing that enterprise demand by targeting individuals that have a corporate stipend to rent a workspace outside the home. And like I've said, we're operating in 3 cities across the state of Texas: Austin, Dallas, and Houston. If you're interested in connecting, would love to have a chat. If you're a landlord, a tenant, a broker, or a flexible workspace user, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you enjoy nerding out on things like the future of work, give me a shout. I'm Clark Jacobs, the founder and CEO, and Luke Conlon is our CTO. Thanks.
Oh, great job. You had about 4 seconds left, Clark.
But I should have put it to use, Nick.
We can't waste any of them. Awesome. Well, hey, we're gonna go through some of these questions, and again, I want to remind you, everyone, you can say hi, and we have these comments that pop right up there. So please, if you're watching, you hear Clark just give a great pitch. You got a question? I know you do. You're watching. You're thinking it. Please pop it in there as we go through this. So maybe detail a little more for us about that business model, and how do you make money? That's always the direct question that people have.
Great question. it's kind of a cop-out answer, but the best way of thinking about us is we're like Airbnb. So we allow suppliers to create a listing. We allow users to go in, discover, and book a space. And anytime a transaction occurs, we collect the service fee.
Oh, nice. Okay. And is that a percentage base or a flat rate?
Yep, 15%.
Oh, okay, great. Cool. And you know, in terms of the initial target market, detail that out a little more. What direction are you taking?
Yeah. So our target customers today, over the course of the beta, are employees that work at a tech startup or a young company based in Austin, Dallas, or Houston, that before COVID, that company had an office lease, and now coming out of it, they've gotten out of their office lease. So what we're beginning to see is those employees are raising their hand saying, look, I'm done working from home. I'm ready to find a solution that's socially safe and distant and clean, where I can occasionally get out of the house because either my dog is loud and barking in the background, my baby is crying, or just I enjoy social interaction.
Got it. And so let's see. You know, your team. Tell us a little bit more about your team, who's involved, and you know, why are they and you the ones to bring this to market?
Yeah, I'll start first with myself. My background is in management consulting. I worked at Bain & Company for 3 years. From a capability standpoint, I previously worked at a startup in Austin called The Guild, which in a lot of ways is we work for hotels. Our business model was fundamentally actually the same as what FlexDesk is doing, which is taking an underutilized asset and finding creative ways to monetize it. The difference with the Guild was we were doing this for apartment units, and now we're doing this for workspace units. Ironically, at the Guild, it was people renting the space probably between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. And now we're flipping that. It's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the workspace mantra. So that's myself. I have a CTO, Luke Conlon, who's got startup experience and currently works at a two-sided marketplace company, which obviously has a lot of direct translation to the two-sided marketplace that we have at the Guild or at FlexDesk.
Yeah. You know, how did this idea come about? You know, I think I love to talk and ask founders, especially like on our podcast, you know, what was the exact problem, and even what moment did you maybe describe some of that moment that you found that problem that you wanted to like bring, you know, create that solution?
Yeah, you know, it definitely came out of the pandemic. It's funny, I was previously, like I mentioned, working at the Guild, a hospitality startup based in Austin. And, you know, unfortunately, the Guild, like many companies, was hit hard with COVID. And we had this fantastic office lease and a lot of employees that were now working remotely, and saw an opportunity to either sublease it or to get out of that big expense. But go figure, no one was looking to expand into more office space in the midst of the pandemic. And so I wondered why there wasn't an opportunity or a pathway or a platform for the Guild to recoup some portion of their lease expense in lieu of actually subleasing it. And that's really where the genesis of FlexDesk came about.
Nice. Last question. What do you need the most? What would you look for from people watching?
Yeah. So we're, like I mentioned earlier, we have about 5 bookings every week, but I would still classify FlexDesk as a very new concept where we're in the customer discovery and validation phase. I'd love to speak with either employees of tech startups in Austin that do fit that bucket I mentioned earlier of no longer having an office to go into, and otherwise HR managers or heads of people that are beginning to look ahead to say, hey, after the pandemic ends, of course, an open question about when that is, you know, what are we going to provide our people with as an opportunity to kind of pave their own office journey? I'd love to have a conversation with any of you that fit that bucket to understand the way that you're thinking about consuming an office environment coming out of the pandemic.
Awesome. Clark, great job. Thanks for joining us. And you know, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
All right, everyone. I'm going to let's see, share my screen real quick. All right. One thing I want to touch on, all you that are watching, this is how Founders Live really works. as the founders pitch, we take questions from the audience after the pitch. I can ask some questions, but you're all thinking something. We want you to actually engage. We want you to post questions in the chat. It's on YouTube, right? And please ask questions. We want that. So just type them right in there. We will pop them on the screen. These founders, they want to hear from you. You're here for their support, and please just engage with us. All right. So next we've got we've got LitterHero. So we got Ken from LitterHero, and he's going to come in here. So Ken, please turn on your camera, man, and share your screen real quick. Make sure you share your screen, and we'll get you on here.
Awesome. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. And then just go ahead and present.
Awesome.
And when you're ready.
No, before we start, I just wanted some housekeeping issues. It's LitterHero, Nick, not LitterHero. And thank you for the opportunity. I know we haven't spoke since Founders Live Prime Time, but I'm excited for this one. So I'm ready to start when you are.
Yeah. All right. LitterHero. There you go.
All right. Greetings, everyone. LitterHero, we clean up your city one photo at a time. Our value proposition is basically addressing the disconnect between the actions local governments take to clean up city streets and the environment of cleanliness that the average citizen desires for their neighborhood. We've developed proprietary technology that is changing the landscape of data intake processes for cities across the country and the world. And one part of our mission and our vision is to include the streets of the marginalized and minorities that are typically forgotten when city funds are typically allocated through things like major capital improvement projects. This is the problem. Needles disposed of incorrectly, potholes, etc. Not only is this the problem, but there's also an impending and imminent silver tsunami on the way. 40% of local government employees will retire in the next 5 years. It's time to build the software for the next generation of local government employee, and LitterHero has stood up for that task. This is our target market. As you can see, our initial end users are about 117 million, total 6 billion. Our initial target market are cities in the US that have a population of larger than 50,000 people. As you can see, that's about 800 cities. Long term, we want to get LitterHero in every city across the world, which would be over 10,000 cities. This is our solution. We have a mobile app, a backend database, and a big data dashboard. This is a quick demo. As you can see, we have a 3-click process that streamlines the process to report non-emergency issues to the city. It takes it down from 3 minutes to 30 to 10 seconds, depending on how quickly you want to tag and submit your issue. In the demo, you can see the graffiti was identified, there was a picture snapped, and it was submitted to the backend database where follow-up can be done.
All right. Hey, Ken, great job. That's a minute 39. That's 99 seconds, but great job, man. I know. LitterHero, I apologize for mispronouncing that. A lot going on in not only Founders Live and everything going on, but dude, so great. I think in first place is, hey, how did this start? Litter is a big problem, and don't even get started on the entire concept of the islands out in the oceans, but you're attempting to solve a really, really big problem. How did this start? Where did you come up with that problem?
It started spending time in the Bay. San Francisco, I used to live in Palo Alto, California, which is in the Bay Area, California. I spent a lot of time in San Francisco and Oakland. And the United Nations has identified San Francisco as a city with third world country conditions because of the homelessness issue, because of human feces in the streets, because of their horrible ability to take care of their streets. So my co-founders and I took the mantle. We realized there has to be an easier way to report these issues, an easier way to raise awareness of non-emergency issues in cities across the country.
Got it. So we do have a question from SC, and it's a little less about your specific business. We'll get back to, but how are you finding co-founders or people that would want to come in and partner with you and build your app? Obviously, you were working on some technology there. How did you go about finding your team?
That's a great question. Just throwing myself fully into trying to live that entrepreneurial journey. I've always known since about elementary school when I first started my lawn care business, cutting lawns in the summer and shoveling driveways in the winter. That I like working for myself. I like making my own schedule. I didn't like when I had to go to my father's job to use his computer to type a paper. I didn't like that he had to work every day and miss practices and stuff. So I kind of just fully immersed myself in that world. So that's following people on Twitter, joining the listservs of organizations that provide opportunities for people who are interested in entrepreneurship. And then I was presented with the opportunity to participate in Startup Bus 2019, which is a dope annual competition where hackers, they break it down, hackers, hustlers, and there's like a designer portion. And they bring all these great minds together, split you up on teams, and tell you to start a business in a week. And that's kind of how I found my co-founders. We all kind of gravitated towards each other within the Silicon Valley team. And since then, we've been working well together.
No, very good, very good. Detail a little bit more about the business model. Obviously, it sounds like, I think this is a double question, which is, who exactly is that customer? Is it cities? Is it, private? And then what is that business model oriented around?
That's another good question. So our business model, we have a SaaS business, so software as a service. We secure revenue by licensing our proprietary software to cities and municipalities. So right now, we currently have 2 letters of intent, one from the city of New Orleans in Louisiana and one from Willingboro Township, which is a smaller township in New Jersey. Both are very interested in bringing our software to their cities. And both processes have been reaching out and getting feedback from either, like the city of New Orleans is larger, so they have their own devoted Orleans Parish Communications District. And the executive director of that organization owns a call center that could create this business relationship with LitterHero. Whereas Willingboro Township, which is a smaller township, is done through the city council. So through the council approving the budget, then we will coordinate. Well, we are coordinating with their director of technology, who is ensuring that our technology can seamlessly integrate with their legacy technology.
Got it. Luis asks, can you speak to any sustainable practice built into your cleanup process, and maybe even just detail your cleanup process a little more?
That's a good question. So we actually do not clean up. LitterHero does not take on the mantle of actually cleaning up the litter. We do plan on planning user engagement events to build the brand of LitterHero. So like cleaning up beaches so that people can learn about our brand. But we do not engage in that. We specifically focus on the data intake portion of the process. Our proprietary software is from the demo. As you see, you log in, create a profile, and from then on, when you open LitterHero's app, the app opens straight to your camera, which allows you to directly, in a 3-click process, report your issue, which is cut down the time to a fraction of time compared to the high friction processes that currently exist of calling 311 and navigating online backend online databases.
And last question in terms of this. Let's see. Trey is asking, how did you test your idea, or what sort of, like, when you're in that minimum viable product, tell us a little bit more about how you went about testing in the early stages here.
Testing was a big part of getting our minimum viable product put together. Our designers and engineers, we have a co-founding team of 5. 4 of us are engineers, full stack developers, and to ensure that our technology and our app's approach was seamless and easily usable for users, we had to go out to users. So that involved going to trolley stops in New Orleans to talk to local residents to see if it's something that they would use. That involved in Vegas going to people eating at a restaurant or waiting in line to get into an attraction to gauge their interest in our app, and the folks who see if they would be interested in downloading it and seeing if the way it worked for them. And we got a lot of positive feedback from across the Southwest, from the Bay, from the South as well, from users from all aspects, resulting in our 5-star rating on the Apple App Store, which is which is higher than any of our competitors.
Oh, good. Well, Ken, that's all the time we have for now. Great job. Love it. And like I said, I mean, it's a big, big idea. The world needs this big time and massively. I think it's only getting worse. And hopefully this can come to market in a strong way and you make it happen. All right.
Definitely. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry again, I'm on that typo on there. So I apologize.
Yeah, right. Litter, not little. Thanks.
All right. All right. Yep. There we go. Next up, we have Lazy Delivery. And we're going to bring on, I believe it's Ryan Cunningham here, right? Yeah. Yeah. So if you can share your screen there, we'll get you going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How's that looking?
All right. Yeah, good. We're going to pop that on there. Awesome. All right. And hey, whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Ryan Cunningham, founder of Lazy Delivery Services. And when I was a freshman at St. Edward's, I was crazy busy. I was balancing my schoolwork, social life, and my well-being on a limited schedule. I quickly turned to delivery services like Favor and Postmates to make my life a little bit less hectic. In reality, though, those services didn't help much at all. They were expensive, they were slow, and sometimes they couldn't even find my dorm, which just wasted more of my time in the long run. I knew there had to be a better way, and that's when I began working on a solution. When I was working on it, I heard from the cafeteria companies I spoke with about them trying to find new ways to get their products to students, and they were eager to find new ways to do that. So the solution I came up with to solve those problems is a delivery service that lets students pay for the food and delivery fees with their meal plan accounts. Lazy is a white label mobile ordering software that is licensed to cafeteria companies on college campuses to connect their food with students and their meal plan accounts. We start by licensing our service to cafeteria companies and offer our mobile ordering software along with delivery solutions as part of the license. Then we implement our white label software to each campus the cafeteria company services, allowing for unique branding opportunities on each campus. Once the service is implemented, students can order and pay online with their meal plan accounts and have their order delivered directly to the door by another student. Lazy has two main revenue streams, first being fees collected from each delivery, and the second revenue stream comes from the licensing. Cost to license is calculated by looking at different factors unique to each university. And the next steps we have so far is we've completed our test launch at St. Edward's campus to validate the service, and we're ready for the next steps. We're at a stage to begin licensing our service, and we're focused on speaking with and reaching out to different cafeteria companies. Thanks for your time.
Great job, Ryan. Great job. Right on time, right on time. And again, everyone, as he's finished here, get those questions start to flow. You're probably thinking the same thing as me, and I'm going to open this up with, hey, great name. What's the story behind it? There's always a story behind fun names and businesses. Outside of just like, hey, let's call this Lazy. Was there a story around this?
Well, it was kind of a mix. So I mean, obviously there was that part where it's just like, well, let's just do Lazy. But it came from kind of I was talking with some friends and some other people that were kind of interested in the idea back freshman year. So I'm a senior now, so I've been working on this for about 3 years. Kind of pivoting as time goes on. But to come up with the name, it stuck since it landed freshman year. It was just kind of one of those things where you think, you're so busy all the time. Why can't you just be lazy for a minute? Why can't you just sit and wait for the food and not have to worry about them not finding where your dorm is or it taking so long that it's messing up your schedule? Why can't you just rely on the service to do what it needs to do and just be lazy for a few minutes? So it definitely kind of stuck that way where it's everybody in college wants to have that time to kind of just relax and have some self-care rather than being go, go, go all the time like I did myself freshman year too.
And so, your go-to-market strategy, obviously you need to do a little more thin slicing here. Tell us a little bit more about that and what is your initial adoption?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we actually, like I mentioned, we actually launched on St. Edward's campus to do a kind of a test to validate the idea. The students loved it. We had a limited number, so we kept it small to that way we could test and really get the data we wanted. And that small group, came out in numbers. They really ordered. We had about a month and a half where we did deliveries, and they ordered all the time. We had way more than we even expected. And so it was a great launch. So that kind of got me in the right mindset. And so then I realized that we need to kind of move forward. And so the go-to-market strategy now is to talk with these cafeteria companies and kind of start on smaller campuses, start on schools the size of St. Edward's or maybe even a little smaller or barely bigger. But we're not really planning on going to schools the size of UT, more smaller private four-year universities instead, because that's more of a market that really fits what we're looking to do.
How has COVID affected, seems to be positively, but how has COVID really impacted not only, I mean, because, you know, universities weren't necessarily even, I mean, they're having a troubled time anyway. So how has that impacted everything?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of both. You know, obviously the need for delivery has gone up, of course. You know, the need for safety, the need for distancing has gone up immensely. So that's helped a lot to kind of push the need for this. But at the same time, the amount of students that are on a campus at any given time is lower. So there definitely is some trade-offs there. It isn't completely positive, but it isn't completely negative either. I think that COVID's definitely been, you know, that's another reason why we've had to pivot lately is because of COVID. It's kind of turned our heads a little bit to kind of make us focus in a different way. Rather than just focusing on the delivery, we've realized that the cafeteria companies really have this issue getting the food to their students, and COVID especially has made that the case. And so that's kind of how we pivoted to not only doing the deliveries, but also offering the mobile ordering as a platform, to a SaaS platform.
Nice. And John's asking, you know, how to minimize labor costs. How are you handling some of your labor costs and really making it cost effective?
Yeah, that's a great question. So actually, as of right now, our labor cost is pretty low because during our test launch, funny enough, I actually did all the deliveries myself because I didn't want to pay anybody. I wanted just to test it and go as lean as possible. There was no need. So that's actually why one of the reasons why I got way more than I expected is I was doing every delivery by myself, no matter what time they were done, they were placed. So I think that one of the ways that I will be minimizing labor costs in the future is that we're kind of following the models for deliveries wise, at least how a lot of other companies do. They don't really pay the delivery people a wage. It's more they pay per delivery. They pay a fee. The fees that are collected from the delivery go towards the delivery person plus their tips rather than actually paying them an hourly wage. Obviously, you can guarantee a minimum amount they receive, but that's a way to minimize it for that end. Development is a whole nother story. That's actually something I couldn't answer you directly. I'm still working on that to figure out how to minimize those costs, of course.
Got it. And Luis is asking, you know, how are schools responding to rerouting food money towards delivery, given that room and board grants scholarships seem to be specifically earmarked? Tell us a little bit more about how you're seeing that, if you're seeing that.
Definitely. Yeah, that's actually been one of the biggest, it's been one of the biggest hurdles I think that we've faced in our research, in our talks with the schools, in our talks with different people. That's been the biggest problem, or one of the biggest at least, is that is a concern. And we don't really want to take all of their meal plan just for fees. So we have run different ideas. So it's possible that schools may eventually let these fees be used to pay for delivery, or the meal plan be able to pay for delivery. But right now we're also focusing on, so different schools have their different extra forms of payment. So St. Edward's has Topper Tender, UT has Vivo Bucks. Those are like supplemental money pools that they get every year. So that's how we actually did the test launches, with that money rather than with the meal plan, to kind of work through that hurdle. So that's a great question. Though. We don't exactly know how we're going to get over that. That's just part of one of those things where once we grow, maybe we'll be able to have more credibility to accept those payments.
Nice. And we're almost out of time, man. So great. Real quick, short answer, long-term vision.
Acquisition would be great. I think that's the get acquired by a cafeteria company and just integrate into every campus they're in would be the best.
Well, great job, and lazy delivery. So, hey, it's perfect timing for it.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah, awesome. All right, great job, Ryan.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Lazy delivery. There we go. We'll see what happens in these universities and the student experience. It's a pretty crazy time. Last one, we have vendor, and we've got Sam. He's going to get his slides ready. Sam, make sure you share that screen. And what I'm going to do real quick is show you all, hey, when we're ready to vote, it's a pretty simple URL there, austinvoting.founderslive.com right there. It's also a link down below this this video box. The QR code that we showed will take you right there. So that's how we're gonna be voting here after Vinder's done. Sam, and we're gonna pull him up here. All right, Sam, you ready?
Hey, yeah, I'm ready. Thanks for having me.
Okay, whenever you're ready, man, you go.
Cool. Hey guys, my name is Sam Lilly. I'm the founder and CEO of Vinder. Over the last 6 months, we've watched how COVID has actually broken the U.S. centralized food system. And it's highlighted the need for us to innovate in direct-to-consumer channels. And in fact, the Austin Eater just launched this article 3 weeks ago, highlighting 20 local bakers that because of COVID were laid off, but then started creating cottage industry businesses right out of their home kitchens and turned their side income into a full-time job. If you're unfamiliar with the Texas cottage food law, anyone can sell up to $50,000 right out of your home kitchen direct to consumers without a business license or any FDA inspection. It's not hot meals like a lasagna. It's non-temperature controlled products, cakes, cookies, breads, jams, honeys, pickles, kimchis, eggs, whole variety of products. But these sellers don't have the resources in time or money to actually do a lot of their own delivery once it starts scaling, or to pay the third-party delivery companies, which are, as we know, charging them 25 to 30%. So our solution is a simple one. We're a marketplace connecting local food artisans direct to local consumers and handle all the payment and last mile delivery. So think Etsy meets Uber Eats for hyper-local food. It's free to sign up and free to sell. We charge the buyer a 20% convenience fee. But I didn't start this because of COVID. I actually have been working on this for quite a while. I originally started this on my bicycle after finding out that access to local food was one of the biggest problems in the town. And I began knocking on my neighbors' doors, asking if I could sell what was in their yard and making the deliveries to members at the gym that I work behind a desk.
And Sam, that's it. Yeah, great job. Great job. You were close. You were close. But
Real
there's
close.
the mission. Love it. We've actually spoken a little bit, and I love this mission is really amazing because look, not only the impacts of what's happening, currently, and I would like you to just detail that out real quick. Is what have you seen from last year to the changes this year? You talked about a little bit, but how do you think COVID impacts, the movement of food, as well as how it is safe for us locally to actually access that food?
Whoa. Okay. Massive question. So the U.S. food supply chain was basically based off of centralized processing and distribution plants. And then that kind of broke mainly due to like mass hoarding of food. And then also shutting down of processes because people were sick with COVID. Tyson had to shut down a lot of them. And they actually issued let's see, I'll show you this one. Boom, Tyson warns food supply chains breaking. Boom. But what didn't was actually local food, so there was a hyper demand for local products, but local sellers are in a fragmented market, right? Then what was interesting is that you have mass unemployment coupled with quarantine, and people started baking, right? And then they started producing their own goods right out of home, probably out of boredom for the most part. But luckily cottage food law is around. So it was the ability for them to create an actual small time job. And we've helped launch since COVID. Pre-COVID, we weren't doing that well. We also didn't have a delivery system. We now have an in-house delivery team. And since COVID, we've actually helped launch small brands and do about $11,000 in sales in about 6 days. That's pretty sweet. We've seen a number of those. We still on?
Yeah, sorry about that. Tell us a little bit more about how you make money and how does Vinder actually, who's the customer and how do you actually make money from that?
Yeah, we charge the buyer 20% convenience fee to have it delivered to their house. Yeah, our buyers are typically women between 35 and 45, making 65 to 125,000 a year. They order for deliveries on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, mainly to have it delivered between 10 and 3 p.m.
Got it. And you know, you've detailed out real quick, but the go-to-market strategy, since this is local, you know, how is this? Where is this available? You know, is it only in Austin, or have you expanded? Tell us a little bit about that market strategy and where you're available.
Yeah, so when I first launched, I didn't know shit about doing any kind of market strategy, right? So I just was like, let's blow it up and get it across the nation, which is what happened. We went into about 120 cities, around 25 states. But you have to build supply and demand in each one of those markets, right? So then we focused on a single market strategy, and then built in a delivery system that allowed it to scale, as well as strategic partners that are here within our food space, whether it be production, distribution, or even just processing, whether that be a commercial kitchen or something similar.
Got it. So we have, do you also provide a marketplace, or is it just a delivery mechanism? Tell us a little bit more about how that looks.
Yeah, no, we're a full marketplace. We're a full marketplace where you can list and sell products. We just happen to offer payments and last mile delivery.
Ah, cool. And Ryan asks, what are the best ways for small businesses to reach out and use your service?
Boom, Sam at vendor.com.
Boom. Or can they just go to vendor.com? Is there like a self sign up, or what's that process?
Yeah, if you go to vendor.com, they'll direct you to re-download or to download the app, and you can sign up. But if you contact me directly, I can connect you with some of our vendor sales associates that can walk you through the whole sign up process, so they can optimize your profile. So it's the most enhanced way of getting sales done from
Awesome.
what we've seen on high level trends.
Awesome. And last question, you know, I like to ask this because, you know, what do you need most? If you were going to ask the audience to help you or at least direct your energy in one direction, what would you need most?
What are y'all making? Right? How can I help you make money?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. How can I help you make money? Help me help you make money.
Help me help
it could
you.
Be exactly. I mean, it could be salsas. Do you have a really amazing salsa that you like? I can help you with that. Right. That, or if you're really looking to find incredibly local, high quality product that's super fresh, check out our local sellers. Right. So they're not charged. It's a way for us to really inject a lot of capital into our local communities.
Awesome. Well, Sam, thank you so much. Vendor, doing good stuff. And I think the world's swinging back into this local and smaller local organic food. So great job.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's what worked for thousands of years. So
yep, we're back.
It'll work again.
All right. See you later. All right. Here we are. We are now at the time for the voting, and we're gonna find out what everyone thought. So here we go. And with that, we have the QR code right there. You've got the link below. We've tested those out. They should lead to you know, the Austin voting. If you see something different, definitely let us know. But there's the link. I have actually posted it in the chat. I will do that again. But it's austinvoting.founderslive.com, and you're going to find that there. We're going to take a few minutes, and we are going to vote, and we're going to total this up, and we're going to see who was the winner of today. There it is, right there, austin.voting.founderslive.com. You walk through that real quick. It's easy. We take one vote per email address. Take your time on that, and we're gonna spend a little time on that as we are voting. And I'm gonna leave that up there because I'm gonna flip through some different slides here. I wanted to go back to the just to talk a little bit more about Founders Live Prime Time. So October 21st, mark that on your calendars. we actually have a couple coming up. The next one is the Europe and Africa event. You'll see that October 7th. And that's actually going to be in the morning during our morning hours. If you're on kind of the central or west coast of the United States, that tends to be in the morning. It's going to be about 6 p.m. London time. And we've got an amazing lineup of founders from, we've got, 2 from London. We have 1 from Nairobi, Kenya. We have 1 from Harare, Zimbabwe. And we have 1 from Lagos, Nigeria. And they will all do exactly what we just saw here and compete for the final position in that event on the 2nd. So definitely mark your calendars for these dates. But as we're going through this voting, if you're having problems, just let us know. Not seeing any comments here outside of, yep, my AirPod died. And so it went mute and I had to switch it. I'm wearing the other AirPod here. So that's always fun. But going back to the voting there, we're going to take just a few more minutes and check out this voting. All right, it's getting kind of close. Excited here. We're going to spend a few more minutes. We will then announce the winner and bring them back on stage. All right. So we got to see what we got here. Yeah. Okay, checking the votes. I'll give 1 more minute. We do have a leader at this point in time. 1 more minute. You guys, you got opportunity. You can share that. You can have a friend vote. We are just about to announce the winner. So presenters, just make sure your camera's on. Want to make sure that you're ready and you're listening here as we announce the winner. We're going to fast forward. All right. Okay, looking at those totals. It's close. It's close. We're got about 30 more seconds. Again, as I was talking about, we do this. We're now doing this frequently. Yeah, there's a clickable voting link in the event description. Again, in the box below this video on YouTube, there will be a clickable link you can access, just same link as I had on that screen there. So a few more minutes. All right. So we are going to call it, and our winner, y'all ready for this? All right, our winner is LitterHero. Ken, you better turn your camera on because we want to bring you back up here, man.
No, I'm all right. It's on. All right. Thank you.
Great job, everyone. Get it? Yeah.
Thank you.
So, we take this time and we want to say for everyone, thank you, presenters, for you all. Like, I know we got this together. This is the first virtual event for Austin, and it was challenging, and I thank you all for pitching. But we want to talk to Ken real quick, and great job. So I just want to just say, man, thank you. And how do you feel right now?
I'm feeling excited. We've been working on LitterHero for a bit over a year right now. And early on, we had a lot of user engagement, a lot of quick traction in terms of attention on social media. But because we were so early on in the founding process, we weren't able to back that up with the actual functional backend database that is ready for clients, right? We were selected as semifinalists for our first accelerator 2 months after founding LitterHero. And we had to withdraw our application because we weren't ready. And now, a year later, we're ready. And it's good to know that not only am I personally able to communicate that effectively to you all watching, but you all are believing in LitterHero's mission and vision. And that's exciting.
Well, that's great. Look, this is proof that And what's interesting is we see trends with Founders Live. We see trends that a lot of the ideas, and I'm going to say this, like, it's not like, it's like, hey, this is a thing that's going to make the most money, and that's what wins pitches and Founders Live around the world. That's not the case. What wins Founders Live is people are like, we need that. We want that vision and we want that solution. And I actually think, you got something big here. The keys are being able to engage your the whole globe to be able to empower, like, use this system to basically capture, hey, here's where litter is, here's where it needs to get cleaned up. And then, I see this as I see this as an ability. So I guess my question would be, how would you work with municipalities or cities to, like, take this in and essentially get it? This needs to be in the citizens' hands in every major city in the country, if not the world, to be able to capture this. How would you achieve that? Is that the vision?
That's definitely the vision, and I'm glad that you were able to ascertain that from the 5 minutes I had to speak on LitterHero, because I don't think we've spoken about LitterHero before today. But I think that it's really focusing on our inbound marketing process. We're not focused on like ads and whatnot to get people to download LitterHero. We're focusing on attending industry conferences. Oh, that's my mom. Hey, mom. Yeah, so focusing on industry conferences. So that's like the International Mayors Conference. There are also conferences for municipal employees. ELGL is the Emerging Local Government Leaders Organization. We recently won their 2020 Haverford Award last week. And so it's like going to their national conference and speaking to these local leaders, showing up as a vendor, and then just demoing our app so that they can see how functional our app is, how easy it is to use. And because of our SaaS business model and our low variable overhead, we're able to charge for our app pennies on the dollar compared to the cost per call rate that cities are now paying for non-emergency calls to their call centers.
Got it. So again, my parting question, how can people, what do you need most and how can they help? Is there a way to get this into other cities, or what would you like most for people that are watching?
Business development is my main focus. My 4 co-founders are all engineers by trade and by school, by education. But we were recently, last week, we also received our minority-owned business certification and our women-owned business certification from the City of Austin's Small and Minority Business Resources Department. Our goal is to continue to leverage local and city processes like that to secure letters of intent. So in reaching out to Austin local government, we want the director of public works, the person who's responsible for the call center that 311 employees report to know that we're ready and lined up to give Austin our services. And what we need from you is a letter of intent. We are currently pre-revenue, and that's by design because we don't want to deliver a half-assed product to any of our clients. So the goal is to have a solid first batch of first-round LitterHero cities, get our app out there so that citizens can clean up their city streets one picture at a time.
Love it. Love it, Ken. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. You'll hear more from me and from Founders Live, and excited to keep that going. So congrats. I'm gonna drop you off, okay?
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for your support.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome. So cool. What an accomplishment. We love it. And this is what Founders Live is all about. Isn't that right? All right. So everyone, we are coming to the end here. And I just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you, all the presenters, all the founders here tonight. Hey, check them out. Check out what they got. I see in the comments that people are already searching this and trying to find the apps and the businesses. So make sure you check them out. Make sure you reach out, tell them great job, and see what you can do for them. Again, with Founders Live, every Founders Live is now your Founders Live. We have events happening pretty much every week, and you're going to discover really cool new concepts, founders and startups and businesses coming out of pretty much every corner of the world as we move forward. And then also make sure that you remember the Founders Live Prime Time. Take a look at those, and definitely the North America one. We'd love to have you support. Make sure that we present a great founder on the global stage at our event on the 2nd of December. So with that, I'm going to thank you all, and this has been Founders Live Austin. It's so great to have you. We will be back. We're not sure exactly what date of the next event, but thank you all, and make sure that you join us for the November or October 22nd. I just want to thank you all, and for that, we are signing off. See you later.